Hello X-Wing fans, JBuzzsaw79 here with another scum build for you. I was told by many people that this scum build that I have kind of is more of a namesake for me, that it kind of basically brings the annoyance factor that some people feel when they play against me in my randomness, but this kind of is the capital. It screams me, I guess, so get right into it. First ship in the build is none other than good friend Torkil, running in the Hawk 290, of course, with the 3 pilot skill, 1 primary, 2 defense, 4 hull, 1 shield, focus target lock, and a turret crew illicit upgrade for 19 points. At the end of the activation, choose 1 enemy ship at range 1 to 2. Until the end of the combat phase, treat that pilot skill as 0. So after everything's moved, basically, on the field, right before the first shot is fired, Torkil kind of kicks in his ability there and does what Torkil can do, because that's the kind of man he is. The Torkiler. We go with him. First of all, we were running my favorite, one of my favorites, for especially the longest here, is the, I'm just going to hold it differently, the blaster turret, so you kind of see it a little bit better. Little blaster turret, what can you say? 4 points, 1 to 2 with 3 dice. Spend a focus token when you shoot, and you can shoot a ship even out of arc. Standard turret design, of course, there. To make sure Torkil has hopefully enough to shoot, at the very least, I've given him Recon Specialist. I love Recon Specialist, not just on Hawks, but also on the Phantoms is my next choice. Probably the Ghost would be my third. So each faction I seem to have a weird thing for this card in particular. So, but yeah, you take the focus action, and it gives you another focus for just 3 points, which I think is pretty dang good. And time to round off here, running a stealth device as my modification. Increase your agility value by 1. If you're hit by an attack, then discard the card, of course. Now the big thing with this, basically, as with the rest of the build, mainly focusing on what I thought is, okay, I have to be at range 1 to 2, always, really for the build to get its teeth in, so to speak. It can attack beyond that, but it's really not worth it. Generally, as long as it's not like ordnance-based stuff. If it is, it's a little bit more difficult. But under a primary weapon, you got to think, okay, it's range 3. I got a stealth device, natural 2. That is 4 dice defensively for a Hawk with 2 focus tokens until I get in there and I start shooting back. So really, the whole thing, I think, is pretty well defended at this point. So we're going to slide this bad boy up and bring in the next guy from here, which is one of my favorite things here. Palob. Good old Palob. Also in the Hawk, 290, so I'm not going to repeat all those stats, but he's a pilot skill 5. Everything is the same on Hawk as is on Torkil, except that we have an EPT slot over here for 1 point more. That is literally the only difference between these two ships. With that being said, we're going to kind of try to go through this a little bit better here. So we're going to say, of course, that I do run the blaster, of course, on Palob as well. I do run, of course, the Recon Specialist on Palob as well for the double focus. And, of course, I still run a stealth device on him for the same reasons I just said about Torkil at range 3. If you added a rock in there, it's 5 dice. So, again, not bad, but like I said, range 1 to 2, that's when I really can shine here. So I try to skate out, hopefully, that range 3 so I can come in and then just kind of lay into somebody. To go with that, I have added, though, for Palob, the Boldy Crow title. For 3 points, only goes on the Hawk. During end phase, do not remove unused focus tokens from your ship. So Palob, who has the ability at the start of the combat phase to remove a focus or evade token from an enemy ship and assign it to himself at range 1. If it's focus, I don't have to get rid of it with Crow. I can bank it still. And when I take the focus action, I get 2 focus tokens. So as I roll the build out, you know, the first 2 rounds, 3 rounds at least, focusing all the time with the ship. So by the time we get into an engagement, I have like 6 focus. And it kind of just goes from there. I did play against somebody recently running robots. That was interesting because, you know, he went ahead and said, oh, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to boost. And he was trying to get angles on me, and he was running, what is it, C, I think, to give you the free evade. So I took the evade from him. So he was none too pleased about that. And reasons why is because of my APT is opportunist. When attacking, if defender does not have focus or evade, receive a stress roll additional dice. Cannot use this if you have stress tokens. So now the Palob doesn't have, what is it, 4 green maneuvers. I get that. However, if you're going through the core, especially with these 2 guys, I got within range 2 of defender. They running the bros, and used Palob, swiped the evade. Torkil put his 7 PS robot down to 0, and then using these 2 and the next ship beat the snot out of the robot. I took 6 of the shields off of the robot. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 6. I meant 6 damage overall to the robot in the first pass. So I was pretty stoked. So, I mean, again, range 1, 2, you'd be surprised how much damage this can put out. With Opportunist alone on Palob, that's 4 dice on a turret, which is pretty dang good, with hopefully no tokens to defend with. And your pilot skill 0, potentially. So, I mean, these guys kind of cluster up a little bit, but potentially they can also split up and go around things, so that's not so bad. So, final ship is Kavil. Kavil is a really fun ship. I love Kavil. Not just because he happens to be the only Y-Wing in both Rebel and Scum with an EPT, but that's definitely a really good place to start. Pilot skill 7. 2 attack for a Y-Wing, 1 defense, 5 hull, 3 shield, focus target lock, EPT turret, double torpedo slot with a salvaged astromech on there. When attacking a ship outside your firing arc, roll an additional attack die. So, with the robots, I mean, I know he had auto thrusters on, so clearly he got the auto thrusters. However, if he was not, or if there's no other ship, ideally the way this works is you use Palob to clear tokens off your target that you really want to shoot. And then if that is successful, you go ahead and shoot with Kavil here, who's running the dorsal turret. Now, range 1, this becomes even worse. But straight out of the box here, so to speak, it's a little bit better than the blaster turret because you don't have to spend focus on. With Kavil's ability, it pushes it up to the 3 damage for 1 less point, and you don't have to spend the focus token to launch it out to shoot. And I pair that with, of course, Opportunist, because Palob's in here. So either they're not going to take sometimes tokens, or if they do, they run the risk of Palob swiping from them. Against the robot, Kavil just shocked the hell out of him. As I got a shot on him, basically I just kind of eked out. There's an asteroid in the way. I just kind of went forward just a little bit and shot. And I said, well, look there, it's range 1, so I get 2 dice. Plus 1 because in range 1 is 3, plus his ability is 4, plus Opportunist. That's 5 dice turret on the Y-Wing, which really is awesome. And that's only 31 points, that alone. To round it off, just try to help with that stress because it is, again, still a Y-Wing. I do run an unhinged astromech on it for 1 point, which turns speed 3 maneuvers to green for the Y-Wing, which I believe gives me an additional 5, so I go from having 2 to having 7 green maneuvers. So there's the build. This build here is 98 points, as it is for Palob, Torkil, and Kavil here. Again, just really range 2, annoy the hell out of your opponent. Try to pick one guy and put everything into it. Preferably they don't have auto thrusters. So, alright, so this is JBuzzsaw79. Thumbs up if you like this. Thumbs down if you did not. Love comments, want to put them in there. I read them. And if you do enjoy this content, please go ahead and give me a subscription, as it pushes the videos of mine closer to the search when people are looking for things, and I appreciate that in advance. This is JBuzzsaw79 signing off, and thank you once again for watching.